Hi everyone, my name's Peter Doman. I'm the Director and CEO of Vancouver SEO Company. Thanks very much for investing your time in watching our monthly newsletter, The Web Mentor. What we're going to be talking about today is basically some of the stuff that's been happening during the month of March and some of the things that we're seeing happening now, especially in relation to mobile websites or responsive websites. But we're also going to be taking a look at just a few other bits and pieces that pop up from time to time as well. I know that we've been very busy. Look, I hope you have been very busy as well. So let's get straight into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is mobile compliant websites, and the deadline has now come and passed, and what we have seen is that the compliance date of the 21st of April, we haven't seen a great deal of change in what it is that the rankings are starting to show. Not saying that there won't be any changes, but what I'm saying is that the compliance date has come and gone. And so far what we've actually seen is mild results. We haven't seen anything that's massive, but there is still conjecture out there about what it is that will actually happen. Some of the topics that I have heard brought up is, first of all, complete removal from any results at all if you do not have a mobile compliant or a mobile responsive website, through to being located just outside the first 15 spots of search as they come in. So effectively what that means is you'll then slip down to page 2 on a mobile device. Whereas on a laptop, for example, or a desktop, most certainly you'll still be able to go through and still rank on page 1 if you're on there by when people normally look for you on those devices. So there's quite a large scope of room there. I do believe that Google will ultimately do what it is that is best for the consumer. So they want to make sure that the consumer has a good experience. And so you need to make sure that your mobile-friendly website is basically up to speed. It does what you need it to do, and that people can contact you and they can have a good experience on the actual website itself on their mobile device. Mobile devices themselves are obviously getting bigger, so the screen sizes are increasing. What we've actually found is that with the increase in size, obviously that then allows for the reduction of other tools that would use, so desktops for example. So they have the ability to carry their phone everywhere and to be able to actually go through and then access information and to be able to read it clearly. So that's one of the big things. So what we're going to go see, if you don't have a mobile compliant website currently, look, it's not the end of the world. But however, look, I would suggest at the end of the day that you do start moving towards that. It most certainly makes it easier for your business to be found online. We move on to our next topic, which you'll see in the newsletter, is dislikes. And we went through and we've published a video for ourselves, and basically what it was is we went through and had a good look, and the videos themselves were getting liked, and we came across someone who disliked it, for whatever the case may be. There's no comments left, but it got us to thinking about what it is really we do with our dislikes. You know, why is it someone dislikes something? And there's a reason, I'm sure, but you know, and we started pondering how it is that, you know, we want to try and attract the ideal clients, and we want to make sure that we bring in those right type of clients to our business, and every business owner should be doing that. So what that then got us thinking is, okay, well, we can't make everybody happy. That's okay. What is it that we can actually learn off this? So going through and having a look at the hindsight and saying, okay, what can we maybe look at maybe changing a little bit? Is there something that we can maybe modify? Is it the content, might be the person who's actually presenting, that could be an issue as well. But we want to have a look at what it is like, how it is a dislike, and give us an education. And so, for example, we might find that, okay, well, maybe it was, the headline was misleading or something like that. So we want to be able to make sure that, look, anything that we see that is a dislike, we can try and benefit off it in the future and make sure that we try and actually then move it forward. Ideally, like I said, you're not going to please everyone, that's okay. But if there's a lesson there to be learned, we want to be able to make sure we can take it on board and then turn it into something positive rather than a negative. The last topic that you'll see in the newsletter is from earlier in the month, where we're talking about testing and measuring. And look, this is a very, very important one. Basically what it is the ability to assess the return on investment, or ROI. And the idea is that what we want to be able to do is actually look at it and say, okay, for the money that we put in and the time and the effort associated with it, was it actually worth our time and effort, and did we get the financial result that we wanted? Even moving one step beyond that, I'm actually reading a very good book at the moment. That's it there. And what that is actually talking about is how it is to actually go through and pick up the best ideas and implement them into your website in relation to getting people to sign up for something as simple as a newsletter. So the idea is that you want to try across all the aspects that you do, increase your return on investment for all the processes that you do. So whether it be, for example, look, someone modifying a shopping cart to go ahead and actually then get the client and the consumers to then spend more, or whether or not they adjust their opt-in page for a newsletter so that people then actually take a look and whether or not they purchase or whether or not they then communicate more to continue the relationship forward. So we want to make sure that we're testing and measuring that all the time, and we want to make sure that the test and the measure, obviously, the newer, greater result, if that outshines the existing older result, obviously that then becomes the new baseline, and then allows for us to test and measure and see what it is that we need to do. And the ability to go ahead and make sure that we are just keeping an eye on the fact that are we getting the results that we want, and is it then generating the information that we want to go through and generate. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the information we want to generate is basically we want to be able to collect leads, and we want to be able to collect names, and we want to try to work with our ideal clients. And so being able to use, for example, like a format like this, like we can go through and publish this video, and then what we can do is, okay, have a look at who's watched it, the number of people who have watched it, and then see if we get any contacts off that. So now also, you'll also see in the newsletter itself, look, there's a book launch. You'll actually see that is coming up. The title of our book is The Serious Business Owner's Guide to Attracting Ideal Clients for Life. So it's quite a long title, but the idea is that it's something that you will hopefully remember. And basically the book's about going through and actually how it is you can improve processes throughout the business to go through and actually increase profitability, and how it is that you can then turn your business into a raving success that you want fans to be knocking on your door to come to deal with you. So that will do for our video for the time being. Now, if you have any questions or any thoughts you want to discuss, please do feel free to reach out to us. You can contact us on this number, +1 778 938 8712, or via our email, which is frontdesk@vancouver-seo-company.com. Thanks very much for watching, and bye for now.